right, hi guys, here's what I want to show you. This is specific to the lab that we were working on in class, but certainly could be useful in other contexts. You'll see what I have here is I have actually entered some temperatures I made up and some volumes I made up, but you actually have some data like that. And it says that you're going to be making a graph on Excel that has these column headings. So I simply clicked on it and typed in these various column headings like it asked in the lab itself. What I want to show you is a couple things. I want to show you how to do formulas. So this first thing it tells you to do, for example, in step 2, is to correct all volume readings by subtracting 0.2 milliliters. So the way you do that, I come up here, you'll notice, and I could do it right here as well. If you're entering a formula, I enter the equal sign. And what I want to do really is I want to take this 8.8 milliliters and subtract 0.2. So I can go ahead and click on that box and notice B2 shows up in my box. That means whatever's in B2. Then I can use function minus plus. I could use minus, or I could use plus. I could use times, which is a little asterisk. I could use divided, which is this. I want to subtract 0.2 milliliters. And then I can just click enter. And notice it does it for me. Now here's the easy part. If I do that, and I want it to do that for all of these, I simply grab this little box, this corner, and I drag it down. And notice what it does if I click on this box. It actually says up here equals B3 minus P2. Well, here is B3. This one says equals B4. And so basically it's done all of them, and I only had to enter it once. Like this next one is an example. I needed to convert this. If you go to, it says in step 3, change the corrected volumes from milliliters to liters. I'm going to enter an equal because this is a formula. To get from milliliters to liters, I have to divide by 1,000. So I want this box, but then I want to divide by 1,000. And that gives me the volume in liters. So you can do that for each one. You can go ahead and you know, for example, this one you're going to want to add, you're going to want to take your temperature and add to it in order to make it equal to Kelvin, and I'll let you guys figure that out. You're going to be doing various things like that for these. Eventually you're going to get to these columns where you get 1 over the temperature, which is your Kelvin temperature, and natural log pressure. So you can go ahead and enter equals the natural log. Notice that shows up. And then you can enter whatever box number you need. So you can pick which one you want to do that for. So I'm going to let you play with that. So that's how you use formulas. But again, it's real easy to just drag that down and it'll do that for all of your boxes. The other thing you're going to need to do is to graph. So if I want to graph something, let's say I want to graph temperature versus volume. What I want here is my temperature, whatever's going to be on your x-axis is listed first. Yours is. And whatever's going to be on your y-axis, you'll list second. But you're going to highlight the boxes you want to graph. This is not what you're graphing for this lab, you guys. You're going to be graphing over here. But I don't have numbers there. So you're going to graph here. You can go to Insert up here. And over here, you've got choices. Click Scatter. You're going to insert a scatter. You've got all these choices that'll pop up. Click this one, scatter with just the markers. And notice right here, I've already got a graph started. Now I can do a variety of things, like I can double click. On my values. Oops, let's not double click them. Let's right click it. You'll notice I could add a trend line. Now I've got all sorts of choices. Oh, well, I want it to be a line. Should it hit 0, 0? If it should, we'll click this box. If it shouldn't, we won't click that box. Do we want to display the equation on the chart? Since you guys need to find the slope of the line, we want that to be displayed. If you want the r² value to show how close to a line it is, you can have that displayed as well. And you can literally just move this around. So here's my equation of the line, y equals mx plus b. You can also go through and format your chart with various things if you want. You can right-click on one of the axes and format the axes, for example, with various things. what you are going to want to do, and I didn't find it real quickly. Hang on. Somewhere up here you can actually add what this is in units. So you got to click it, but I'm not finding it real quick. Yeah. So play with that. Click around, you'll find it. It's not hard. It's just I want to keep this short. So you can figure out how to add your grid line labels here as well as your units. You'll notice part of this is listed. I don't really like this, so I'm going to just delete it. That's fine. And you can play with this graph as you go. But it's important for you to get this trend line here so that you get the slope of the line. And like I said, you can move it around. So with this chart, tools, there's various things you can kind of play with. But that is ultimately what you need to do in terms of using formulas and for finding how to graph what you need in the end. Good luck.